Hey everyone, welcome back to the Learning Lab. I'm Jame, and today I am very, very hungry already because we're talking about food all episode long.
And I'm Jenny, and honestly, same here. I made the mistake of recording this episode before lunch, which is just dangerous, okay? Because now all I can think about is pizza and noodles and chocolate cake.
Wait. Chocolate cake before noodles? That's crazy.
No, listen. Dessert first is self-care. I read that somewhere online.
I don't think that's true at all.
It felt true in my heart, Jame.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, welcome everybody. Today, we're going to help you talk about food in English in a natural and fun way. We'll learn useful vocabulary, common expressions, simple grammar, and even some funny mistakes English learners sometimes make.
Exactly. And we also have a little role play later, so stay until the end because Jame becomes a very dramatic restaurant customer.
Excuse me? I was acting professionally.
You literally shouted, "Where is my French fry?"
It was one fry, one lonely fry on the plate.
Oh, wow. Okay, listeners, now you know what I deal with every week.
So, let's start with something simple. When we talk about food in English, one of the most common grammar patterns is using like, love, hate, and favorite. These are super useful because people always talk about what they enjoy eating.
Right. Like, if somebody asks, "What food do you like?" you can answer naturally and simply. For example, "I like spicy food," or "I love Korean barbecue," or "I really enjoy homemade soup."
Yeah, and honestly, English speakers talk about food all the time. It's kind of a universal topic. If you don't know what to say in a conversation, just ask about food.
Exactly. It works almost everywhere. Like when I traveled to Thailand last year, I didn't know how to continue conversations sometimes. So I just asked people, "What's your favorite local food?" And suddenly, everybody became excited.
Food creates friendship. That should be on the t-shirt.
Actually, yes, I would wear that.
Okay, so let's practice some easy sentence patterns. You can say, "I like burgers." "I love noodles." "I don't like onions." "I hate bitter coffee."
And notice something important here. After like, love, or hate, we usually use a noun or an ing verb. So you can say, "I like pizza," but you can also say, "I like cooking."
Oh, yes, good point. Sometimes learners say, "I like cook," which sounds a little incomplete in English.
Right. It should be, "I like cooking."
Or, "I like to cook." Both are okay.
Exactly. English is funny because sometimes there are two correct ways to say something, and learners are like, "Please choose one." But English says, "No, good luck."
That is very true. Another really useful thing is learning how to describe food, because saying good every time gets boring, right?
Yeah, if every food is good, then nothing is special anymore.
Exactly. So instead of just saying good, try words like delicious, sweet, salty, spicy, crispy, soft, fresh, or creamy.
Oh wow, crispy is such a satisfying word to say.
Crispy.
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 Okay, relax, food poet.
Sorry.
Let's make some example sentences. I could say, "This fried chicken is really crispy," or "The soup tastes fresh and healthy."
Or, "This coffee is too bitter for me."
Oh, I used to hate bitter coffee, but now I drink black coffee every morning like a tired office worker in a movie.
Same. When I was younger, I thought coffee needed sugar, milk, caramel, chocolate, maybe ice cream.
Basically dessert.
Exactly. But now I drink plain black coffee, and somehow I feel powerful.
Honestly, drinking black coffee feels like paying taxes. At first, you hate it, then suddenly you become an adult.
That is painfully accurate.
Okay, let's talk about another useful grammar point. Countable and uncountable nouns.
Dun dun dun.
I know it sounds scary, but it's actually not too bad. Some foods are countable, like apple, banana, or sandwich. You can say 1 apple or 2 sandwiches.
But some foods are uncountable, like rice, water, milk, or bread.
Right, so we usually don't say 2 breads. Instead, we say 2 loaves of bread or 2 pieces of bread.
I made this mistake once in a bakery in Canada, and I said, "Can I buy 3 breads?" And the worker looked confused for like 2 seconds.
But honestly, English speakers still understand. Don't panic if you make little mistakes like that.
Exactly. Communication first, perfection later.
Another common mistake is saying, I am agree, this food is delicious.
Oh yeah, we just say, I agree.
Right, so you can say, I agree, this pasta is amazing.
Or if you disagree, you can say, I don't agree. Pineapple should not be on pizza.
Wait, excuse me? Pineapple pizza is delicious.
No, absolutely not.
You know what? Listeners, please support me emotionally after this episode.
This friendship may not survive.
Okay, let's do a mini role play now. Imagine we are at a restaurant.
All right, let's go.
Hello, sir. Welcome to Sunny Cafe. What would you like to order today?
Hi, I'm really hungry, so maybe I'll order the chicken burger with fries and a lemonade.
Great choice. And how spicy would you like the burger?
Medium spicy, please. Last time I ordered extra spicy, and honestly, I cried a little.
Oh no.
Yeah, the waiter looked at me with disappointment.
Okay, and would you like anything for dessert?
What do you recommend?
The chocolate cake is very popular.
Perfect. I'll take one slice.
Excellent choice. Your food will be ready soon.
See? That's a really common restaurant conversation in English.
Exactly. And notice how simple the sentences are. You do not need difficult grammar to communicate well.
That's true. Sometimes learners think they need very advanced English for conversations, but honestly, simple English spoken clearly is powerful.
Absolutely. Even native speakers use simple sentences most of the time.
Okay, let's talk about embarrassing food moments because everybody has one.
Oh no, I already know this will become dangerous.
Jenny, tell them about the salt incident.
I cannot believe you remember that.
Of course I remember that.
Fine. So basically, I was cooking for my cousins and I accidentally added salt 2 times because I forgot I already added it before.
The soup tasted like ocean water.
Honestly, yes. One cousin drank water immediately and looked personally attacked.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing again.
It's okay. I deserve it.
My embarrassing moment happened in Japan. I wanted to say, this food is delicious, but I mixed up 2 words and accidentally said something strange. The restaurant owner laughed politely, but I was dying inside.
You know what, though? Moments like that are actually good for language learning.
Exactly. Mistakes become memories.
And funny stories later.
All right, before we finish, let's quickly review some useful expressions.
You can say, what's your favorite food? This tastes amazing. I'm starving. I'm full. This is too spicy. Can I have the menu, please?
And also, I'd like a coffee. Could I get some water? What do you recommend?
These expressions are super common and very natural in daily English.
Okay, everyone, it's time to wrap up today's episode.
Aw, I had fun today, even though Jame attacked pineapple pizza for no reason.
I stand by my opinion.
Wrong opinion, but okay.
Anyway, today we talked about food vocabulary, describing taste, using like and love, countable and uncountable nouns, and useful restaurant English.
And your challenge for today is this. Describe your favorite meal in English using at least 5 adjectives. Try words like spicy, sweet, crispy, fresh, or creamy.
Ooh, yes, and try recording yourself speaking for 1 minute about food you love.
Don't worry about being perfect. Just practice speaking naturally and confidently.
Exactly. Language learning takes time, practice, and sometimes very salty soup.
Sadly true.
Thanks so much for listening to the Learning Lab. I'm Jame.
And I'm Jenny.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone. And please, go eat something delicious after this episode.